Getting into Bitcoin development. Welcome to another video. My name is Kiki, and today I want to take you along on my next journey, which is becoming a Bitcoin developer. First off, I'm not becoming a developer in terms of getting paid for it or anything, as it's just a hobby. But I want to dig deeper into that and get more serious in actively supporting and contributing to the Bitcoin core development. I wanted to do this a few years ago already, but back then, to be honest, the whole project was a bit intimidating, and I had no idea where to start. And with all the great minds and smart people in there, it felt like I can't make a contribution there anyway. So I got sidetracked a bit and started working on a Bitcoin fork, which helped me get a feeling for the code base itself, because a fork of Bitcoin is still similar code base. So I got a lot of experience on the code base itself, kind of. I mean, not crazily big experience, but a bit. And now I want to take another shot on getting a bit more active in this development. The whole thing will be basically two parts. On the one hand, I want to actively get involved in the development. I mean, looking at pull requests, maybe even contributing some tests in the beginning, maybe later on code. I don't know where this will lead. So this will be the more development, technical focused part. And the other part will be like I did in the last years. I like to explain technical stuff in a way that hopefully not so technical people can understand it better. And I want to do that with Bitcoin too, especially the parts that I look deeper into, because there I will have more and deeper understanding. So I want to provide that as a value for you guys. If you have any questions, anything about the tech of Bitcoin, so it's all about the technology. Please don't ask me where the Bitcoin price will be in 2 years or something. It's just about the tech, Bitcoin core, the protocol level, the technology, the functionality that's there. If you have any question how stuff works there, leave a comment, ask it, send me a DM, whatever, and I will try to look into it, figure it out myself, and then make it into a tech explainer video to do some tech explaining about the topics. For everyone who doesn't know me and just got to the video because of Bitcoin, a few words to my background. I'm a professional software developer. I'm a mathematical computer scientist and got years of experience in C++, professional experience. So that's my day job. And I now lived through 2 Bitcoin cycles so far. I'm not rich yet, as nearly everyone. I started trying to trade Bitcoin and get rich with it. Didn't work out, but I'm just really fascinated by the technology. So I came for the richness, stayed for the technology, stuff like that. That's my setup or my goal. And with that, today we start off with the development part, with the more tech-focused part, which is how to set up the environment. So if any developer out there also wants to look more into Bitcoin and Bitcoin development, contributing to this awesome project and this great technology, and don't know where to start, this video is for you. For anyone else, this video might also be for you, but just come along. Generally, if you're a developer, you know GitHub and hopefully know about Git and everything. Bitcoin itself is an open source project for years since the beginning, and it's hosted on GitHub in the pretty straightforward repository Bitcoin. this is the Bitcoin core, which also includes, I think, the graphical user interface, but it's basically the full node that runs behind the scenes and is necessary to validate the network, validate the blocks, and you can also do mining with this node. But as you probably know, mining is more efficient with ASICs and specialized hardware, but in theory, this would work. So the node is basically what ensures the protocol. So everyone can just download it or compile it, download the binary or compile it yourself, run it, sync the blockchain, and verify that this blockchain is valid and all the transactions are valid. So that's the centerpiece of the whole thing. And if you want to contribute there, you do what I'm tell you. Generally, the Bitcoin project is, because it's so big and pretty popular, has a lot of contributors and is very, very well documented, and a lot of the stuff just works. So you can go through the README, and here you already see, if you want to take part of the development process, you have this instructions to build it locally. So let's head over there. We go to the doc, and maybe from my side, I work on just a normal MacBook, and I will use Visual Studio Code. It's, on the one hand, it's free. I like it from the interface and everything, and it has Copilot integrated. So for me, it's a pretty nice environment, and I just did all the steps, and it works perfectly with the Bitcoin code base. So what you need now on a MacBook, first, Xcode command line tools. One note to that, because that's the only thing where I had problems with the whole process, is I already had the Xcode, select this Xcode command line tools installed, but I had, it seems like an outdated version or something. So when I ran that command, it said everything is there, everything's fine. But when I then later tried to compile the code, it didn't find atoms something. And in the end, it's an issue in the, so the issue was reported in the GitHub repo too. And there I found also the solution, which is I had to delete my local folders for the, so basically the command line tools, delete all the installed command line tools for Xcode and reinstall them, and then everything worked. So just so you know, that was the only thing. If you're already a developer on Mac, you should know about Homebrew. If not, it's a package manager, super easy to install stuff. So you use that. And then you have the few requirements that you have to install. Clone the repository, straightforward, nothing special there. And then the optional dependencies for wallet and for graphical user interface. I installed the Berkeley for the wallet, and I didn't install the UI stuff because so far, for now, I don't care about the UI, so I skipped that. But ZeroMQ, because I used ZeroMQ before, so I was like, yeah, I liked it, so I got that too. But yeah, that's just personal stuff. For the testing, you need Python. If you're a developer on Mac, you likely already have Python, but yeah, if not, install it. And that's it when it comes to the dependencies. Next thing is just making CMake. So Bitcoin is using CMake, build the config. I used no environment, no flag whatsoever, just the plain CMake be built, because wallet on didn't want to use the GUI, could have used the BDB on, but I didn't care so far. And if you run that, and that's green, just run CMake build, and then you can also run the unit tests on the C stuff, which is nice. It worked. Takes some time. So it's a big project, so the compiling takes some time, but this worked straight like defined here, like described here, out of the box. Nothing to worry about except for the Xcode install. And then if you're there, you have your local code repository. It's ready to compile it, or it's compilable and everything. And what every developer wants to do, or at least should do, is having tests. And here again, we have a big test folder, and we have our README on the tests. Maybe a few words, because that's what I learned in the other project. But it's good to know. We have in Bitcoin, on the one hand, the core tests, basically, so the unit tests on the C++ level that checks it's unit tests on the code base itself, and there are the functional tests, which tests the functionality of the code. So Bitcoin is the core, the node, basically. That's the process, or the executable that runs the code, the full node. And this full node has an RPC, an interface where you can call functions to interact with the node. The node itself connects to the network and verifies the blockchain and everything. But you can connect and interact with the node via an interface. And this functionality and this interface is tested in a functional test. And therefore, there you have a Python script. Those tests are in Python. And there's the Bitcoin test framework in Python that spins up a new node, local from the locally compiled node, spins it up with a local test blockchain, where you can just generate nodes as you want, and therefore have a good testing environment, generate coins and everything to test the interfaces. And to run that, you go to build test. So after you build the whole thing, you go to build test functional, and there you have the test runner.py. And if you run that, the whole functional test suite is run. You can also say you just run one single test file or a list of tests, but that's future topics, more detailed stuff. In general, there you can run it, and we could, since we have a bit of time, look into the example test, which is basically the sample how to write the test. So they also recommend, if you want to write your own functional tests, just copy this file and modify as needed. There's the node, and there's the example test, which derives from Bitcoin test framework, where you have the set test parameters, whatever network and stuff, and then the one test, which runs your test logic. You can do custom methods and everything, as always in Python, but you have the block, the stuff, and you have the, is it here somewhere? Exactly, the self nodes, where you have your nodes. So this one node and the other node, you can create blocks, so create more blocks on the chain, and interact with this node. You can interact with the node itself, add connections, and call the interface methods on the block, and then verify what comes back and check if that always is correct. For example, let's what should we look at? Replaced by fee, so RBF. There see you have to run tests. They have the test simple double spend or something, where you have the call to send raw transaction. You create a transaction, and this is such an interface method, on an RPC method on the node, or the test mempool accept, see if this transaction would be accepted by the mempool, get the raw mempool and stuff. So that's how you interact with it and check if it behaves as you expect it to behave. So that's the functional test. And that's it. With that, you have, if you do that, you have your local code base and repo checked out, compiled, set up, and ready to write tests, look into pull requests, review code, and start digging in. And that's what I'm about to do. So I will do that in the next days and weeks. As I said, it's not my day job, it's just my hobby. So I don't know how much time I will be able to spend on this. I don't know how long it will take for the next video. The more people interact with the video, the more comments, the more likes, the more questions I get, the more motivation I will likely have to answer them and make another video. So it's about be a bit up to you, but either way, something will come up and I will pretty likely make another video about this. So with this, looking forward to your questions, looking forward to your comments, and see you in the next video.